Miss Engineer Rania Talib Kazem, do you hear me? Miss Engineer Talib Kazem, do you hear me? Mr. Engineer Ali Hamoudi, do you hear me? Engineers, please connect your microphones and speak. Mr. Engineer Ali Wasiq Alibi, do you hear me? Mr. Ali Wasiq Alibi, do you hear me? Mr. Norris, do you hear me?
Yes, Doctor, I hear you.
Okay. Is my sound clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Engineer Mustafa Asad Saadi, do you hear me? Mr. Mustafa? Mr. Engineer Mustafa Asad Saadi, do you hear me? And Miss Engineer Batul Nama Atiya, do you hear me? Miss Engineer Batul Nama Atiya, do you hear me? Miss Engineer Anwar Muhammad Hatif, do you hear me?
Yes, Doctor, I hear you, but my mic not open.
Okay, I hear you. Miss Engineer
Yes,
Talib Kazem, is my sound clear?
yes, Doctor.
No
Your sound
problem.
is clear.
Okay. Thank you. Miss Engineer Anwar, do you hear me? Anwar Mohammed Hatif.
Bali, Doctor, I hear you.
Okay. Is my sound clear? No problem.
No problem. But the problem is the mic. Your voice is very clear.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you.
Miss
Thank you.
Engineer. Okay. After some conceptuals in some basic item that was very important about risk management, we will discuss in detail about the risk management steps in risk management process. We discussed that risk management process, like project management process, is a cyclic and dynamic procedure that during the construction of the project and management of the project will be repeat, and some risk will be added during the risk management process, and some risk will be omitted from this procedure we discussed. About risk definition, as we discussed in last slides, risk is an uncertain, and certain was were including factors, some factors and some conditions of our project. So risk is an uncertain event or condition or factor or condition that, if occurs, because we are not sure about the occurring of that risk or that uncertain. So I repeat, an uncertain event or a condition that, if occurs, will have, or has a positive or negative effect on project objectives, such as duration or timing or scheduling, cost and scope or quality of that project. We know that these are the triangle of project's objectives: duration or timing, cost, scope or quality of the project. Okay. Review. And the purpose of the risk management, the risk management has some steps, such as identification of risk, analyzing responses, determine the responses of risk, monitoring and control of risk. So the purposes of the risk management are these two parts or items. First one we discussed. Increase the probability and or impact or effect of positive events, and about negative events is decrease the probability and or impact of negative events. Okay. The main step of risk management are such as 6 steps according to Kirnbach standard. That is the general and more useful standard in project management and risk management. So risk management has some steps, such as the first one or first step is risk management planning, or to make a risk management plan. We will discuss in details about any step. And we discussed in last slides about some basic things about these items or these steps. So the first step of risk management is risk management planning, or to make or determine the risk management plan. That is the first document of risk management. And we will report this document, risk management plan, to project managers. The step number 2 is risk identification. We must to make a list of risk into groups: negative risk and positive risk, or threats and opportunities. The third step is qualitative risk analysis. We will discuss that in this step. We must to calculate the risk number, that is a multiply of risk probability about any risk. Risk probability and risk effect. And in risk management plan, where we must, and first steps of qualitative risk analysis, we must make a standard in our risk management about the probability and effect of any risk. And after calculating the risk numbers about a more important risk in our list in the second step risk identification, we must rank and sort the risk or the list of risk in our project according to their risk number. And the first step is quantitative risk analysis. In general, in this step, we will determine the overall effect of risk on project objectives. In last step, that was qualitative risk analysis, we will determine the single or separate effect of any risk on project objectives. But in the step of quantitative risk analysis, we will determine the overall effect of any risk on the project objectives. Okay. Mr. Engineer Amin Taha Ab, do you hear me? Mr. Engineer Amin Taha Ab.
السلام عليكم دكتور.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Mr. Engineer Abdul Karim. Abdul Wahab, yes.
I'm so sorry, just now the mic is active.
Okay. Is my sound clear for you?
What? Sorry?
Is my sound clear for you? No problem. Is my sound clear? Do you hear
I
me?
don't understand. What do you say?
Do you hear me?
Yes, but not clear.
Okay. I think because I don't have this problem, I think this about the internet. Thank you.
I can hear you.
Okay. Mr. Amir, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very good.
No problem.
There was a problem and I solved it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Is my sound clear now? Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Mr. Engineer Naamati. Do you hear me?
I'm sorry, doctor, you called my name and I was talking.
Okay. My sound is clear now or not?
Sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's not clear because it's interrupted and
Okay, thank you. Mr. Abdul Sahib and other students, I think there are some problem about your internet, unfortunately. Because some students
Assalamu alaikum,
hear me clearly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Miss Engineer Zainab Abdul Majid.
Sorry, doctor. A while ago, the mic was closed with me. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Engineer.
Thank you, doctor.
Miss Engineer Abdul Majid, do you hear me?
Yes, doctor.
Your absence are very much. Why?
What?
Your absence are very much in our class.
No, doctor.
Yes. You were present only 2 weeks or 3 weeks. 2 weeks.
1 week start.
No. Write it here.
Last week, Doctor.
Last week and
Problem in done.
before that. And you didn't send me any article. Why, engineer?
No, Doctor, last week only.
Okay, and you didn't send any article for me.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, what? You didn't send any article. Why?
Day. Few minutes to send you.
When?
In WhatsApp?
You have a very delay for sending your article.
I send you 4 articles.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
I will study them. Yes, Mr. Abdul Sahib, please don't write. I know that there are some problems. I know, but writing in chat part don't solve any problem. I know. Okay, Mr. Saad Khalfat. Thank you. So in first step, that is quantitative risk analysis, we will determine the overall effect of any risk on the objective of the project. We discussed in detail about any step. And the first step is risk response planning. In this step, we must determine a sufficient response for any risk, about any risk. And we must make a list about suitable responses for risks. One response, one suitable or efficient response for any risk, by some tools and techniques we will discuss. And in the last step, or sixth a step, that is risk monitoring and control. We discussed that in last sessions, that we will send the reports of risk register. Risk register, we will discuss that, is a one document of risk management. We will report or send this document, risk register, that there are responses about risks in this document. We will send to project managers or project management team, and they will deal with these responses about any risk in suitable stage of project construction. And after dealing with any response about any risk, we will collect some data about the effect or suitable effect or efficiency of that response about the risk, and we will analyze the results, and if that response, any response, is suitable and has sufficient effect on project objectives, we will continue with this response. And if any response is not suitable, we will change in detail or completely about that response, and we will report a new responses about some risks to project management, and they will change the response during the construction of that project, and after that we will continue and repeat the collecting data about efficiency of any new response, and we will continue in this way until the end of the construction of the project, and the end of the risk management, and the end of the project management. This cyclic and dynamic process will be continued until the ending of the project. Okay. So I repeat that the steps of risk management are such as number 1, risk management planning; 2, risk identification; 3, qualitative risk analysis; 4, quantitative risk analysis; 5, step number 5, risk response planning or risk response planning; and step number 6 is risk monitoring and control. That this process, we know that is cyclic, no linear, and will be continued until the end of the project. But according the scheduling and timing, some risk will be added and some new risk, and some risk will be omitted from the procedural process of risk management. Okay. And project phases and process that are initiation of that project, planning the project, execution, or perform or construct control, and at the end of the project, closing the project. These are the main or general phases and process of any project. I repeat, initiation, planning, execution, control, and closing. Okay. In this diagram, we will discuss and explain about, illustrate about the relation between project management and risk management, and how we make a good plan for risk management. The title is Risk Management in the Project Plan. The relation between the items of risk management and project management, and indicate that how we make a risk management plan. Okay. From the left, you can write, and I will send this slides, and you can study the item clearly about this diagram. From the left, the upper boxes are belong to project management. And the red ones, boxes are belong to the steps of risk management. From the left is initiation of the project, that we make a scope of the project. The first box from the left is a scope definition. Use these items and documents to make a risk management plan. And this diagram shows the relation between the items of project management and risk management, and how we can make the risk management plan. So from the left, I repeat, is initiation of the project and scope definitions. Upper box is quality planning, and front of these two boxes WBS, work breakdown structure of the project. After that, in top of the boxes, activity definitions about the project. After that, activity sequencing. After that, duration determination, and after that, schedule of the project, and the upper box from top below the first row boxes is organization planning about the risk management, organization planning, and upper than this box is commercial planning, and upper this box is procurement planning, or supply planning, procurement planning, and front of this box is plan contracting, and the last one is select contractor. And in front of this box about project management, in the right hand side is resource planning, about the project, resource planning. And after that, the last one about project management or project construction is budgeting. And the next box, white box, is project plan or project management plan. That is one of the documents of project management we know. And after that is execution or construction. And with this relation and with these items and some documents about project management, we will make a risk management plan, and we will deal with risk management process. The red boxes are related to risk management steps. From the left, about the upper one, or row of the red boxes. From the left is risk management. After that, risk management plan, which is belong to risk management plan. The first step after that, risk identification. Next step or next box is qualitative analysis of risk. After that, quantitative analysis of risk. And the last one, red ones. Last one, in the lowest row of red boxes is responses planning. So this diagram shows the relation between risk management and project management, and how we can make a good plan for risk management, and the sources of risk management items in any stage and any step of risk management process. Any question, engineers, until now?
Sorry, Doctor, the words
Okay.
not clear in this picture.
Yes, I will send, and you can oversize this diagram and study in details. I will send this slide. I know because the page of the board is small in our class and these are not clear. If you write the explanations, I will send these slides in a WhatsApp group, and you can study them in details. Okay. Any question, engineers? Okay. We discussed that the first step of risk management is risk management planning, or to make a risk management plan. That is a document of risk management process. So first step, that is risk management plan, are including some items or some data in three groups, such as inputs of risk management planning, the sources and inputs that we will use to make a risk management plan, the methods, the items that we must determine and explain about them in risk management plan, and output or objectives of risk management process. We must explain about the items and details of output or objectives of risk management process. Okay, about the item of inputs to make a risk management plan. Our first one, environment factors. Next one, organization assets. After that, the stakeholder risk adherence. After that, project scope. That is a source of make risk management and use for some steps like identifying risk of risk management. Another input is WBS for our project, work breakdown structure. After that, project documentation or a review of some suitable documents in project management. After that, risk management plan. And after that, probability and impact scales or standards for risks or our uncertainties in our project. And next item or title or group is methods, such as identification methods for risks, probability and impact matrix. We must determine this item and explain about them in risk management plan. After that, risk categories or categorization. After that, risk agency assessment. Next one is data gathering techniques. We discussed that after to deal with any response about any risk, we must to gather some or collect some data about the sufficiency of that risk. We must determine the techniques, suitable techniques for collecting or gathering this data in risk management plan. The next item about methods is quantitative analyzing techniques, because qualitative analyzing don't need any technique. It's very simple. Multiply the risk effect and risk probability. But in quantitative analyzing of risk need some techniques, and we must determine and explain about these techniques in quantitative analysis of risk. And the last one about methods is response strategies. We must determine the strategy, suitable strategies about any risk and their responses in our risk management. And about outputs of risk management, we must make and determine and explain about the outputs of risk management that are such as risk register is a list of risk and their suitable responses that will change during risk management, and in suitable times we will report the new or reviewed or updated risk register to risk management team or risk managers, or make some changes. And some risk and their responses will be added, and some of them will be omitted in risk register. So risk register is one of the documents of risk management. And next one is risk rankings. In a step of qualitative risk analysis, we will make a list of risk or ranked risks according their risk number. Next one in outputs is general risk rating according to qualitative risk management, quantitative risk management, general risk rating. And next item is risk response plans. And after that, project plan updates. Because when we report the document of risk management, we'll report this document or risk management documents to project managers, and they will update the scheduling and some related document of project management. So project plan updates will be one of the output of risk management or effects of risk management. And the last one is contractual agreements. Contractual agreements about the risks and their responses. We must determine which risk will be managed and which responses are suitable for this risk. So this item is contractual agreements about risk management, the item of risk management. Okay, any question? Engineers? Any question? This engineer, Nasser-Isan, any question? Engineers, some problem about our sound and about the pictures or slides are belonging to the internet speed. So you can hear the recorded class, the recorded explanations in our classes, and I will send the slides in WhatsApp group. I know there are many problems. Okay, any questions?
Sorry, Doctor.
Okay,
Sorry,
Mr.
Doctor.
Baha.
About student absent. They're all student present, Doctor. Can you don't any student absent because of problem of internet? Please, Doctor.
Yes, these students are absent. Mr. Muhammad Jassim Abbas.
Muhammad, Rana,
Jassim
Shada,
Abbas.
many students, Doctor. Please.
Yes, I know. Muhammad Jassim Abbas. He's not
Muhammad
present
Salman.
in the class. Muhammad Jassim Abbas, not Muhammad Salman.
Muhammad Jassim Abbas.
Yes, he's absent. Many Muhammad we have in this class.
Muhammad Yusuf. So Muhammad Yusuf.
No, Muhammad Jassim Abbas is absent. After that, Muhammad Khairullah Mughir is absent. Ali Amer.
Doctor, they have problems with the...
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I read.
If you can, don't register any student, Doctor, please.
Okay.
For this week and that week, last week.
Okay.
If you can, please, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
no problem.
Thank you,
Don't
Doctor.
worry. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor, so much.
Only learning is important. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. Engineers, any question? Okay, Mr.
Hello, Doctor.
Khalkhal. Hello, how are you? Any question?
How are you? Are you fine? No, thank you, Doctor. But I want to see
Any question
you.
about the lessons, about the
No,
lecture?
thank you. But I become my this lecture. I absent. You said absent because I am not absent. And the last lecture also.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Engineer. No problem. Don't worry.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Okay. Any question about the lecture? Engineers, any question? Okay. Next one. Some details and discussions about inputs in risk management planning. The last slide is the titles of inputs, methods, and outputs about risk management planning. So, first group about inputs of risk management planning. For make the risk management plan, there are some documents and some inputs that we will use to explain and write the items and details of risk management plan. These are the items of risk management plan, such as methodology from the first until the end of the risk management process. We must explain and determine the methodology of this process. Next item that we must determine in risk management plan is rules and the responsibilities of members in risk management team, from top or upper managers to some engineers that have suitable and determined rules and responsibility. We must determine the members of the team and their rules and responsibilities. After that, in risk management plan, we must discuss and explain about the item of budget of risk management process. And the decision about the budget is depending on project managers' opinion. And the level of risk management and some details of risk management are belong to the budget, like project management. Okay. And sometimes about some important and some big or mega project, we must make a risk management in high level and very complete. But when the budget is not enough, we must deal with the risk management in lower levels, unfortunately. It depends on the budgeting of risk management. And the next item that we must determine and explain in risk management in detail is the scheduling of risk management, not project management. The scheduling of risk management, like project management. The next item is risk categories, more important categories like economic, official, technical, environmental, and others in our risk management. We must determine the risk categories or groups. The next item that we must determine and explain about it in risk management plan is evaluation and interpretation in any step of our project. For example, identifying the risks, after that qualitative and quantitative risk analysis, and determination the responses, suitable responses for risks. We use some evaluation and interpretation, and we must determine and explain about this item in risk management plan. The first step of risk management. Next item is risk thresholds. We explain about it. And after that, reporting format. We will make some reports during the risk management process, and we will send these reports, standard reports, to risk managers, to project managers. So we must determine and make some standards and some formats for our reports during the risk management process. And the last one is monitoring, or methods of monitoring and techniques of monitoring, and details of monitoring about the efficiency or productivity of any response about any risk. We must determine and explain the methods and details of monitoring. Okay. And about the RBS or risk breakdown structure that is similar to WBS, and we will use WBS for any step, any suitable or needed step of risk management. So in general, RBS or risk breakdown structure, according PMBOK standard, is similar to this diagram, and in details it can be different in details. Okay, from the top of this diagram, there is project. After that, from the left, technical, external, organizational, and project management items. And about technical items, there are requirements uh, excuse me. Okay. About technical, there are some items such as requirements. I will send this slide in WhatsApp group. Don't worry. I know some letters or words are not clear. About technical group, there are some items such as requirements, technology. After that, complexity and interfaces. About the project, and after that, about technical items, performances, and reliability, and the last one is quality in this group. And about external items, the first one is subcontractors and suppliers. After that, regularity, regulatory, that is one of the external items or groups in project. After that, market or marketing. Next one is customer or customers, and the last one is weather condition. And the next group is organizational items such as project dependencies. Next item is resources. After that, funding. And the last one in organizational group is prioritization. Or preferencing or prioritization. And in last group, that is project management, there are some items such as estimating. Next item is planning about project management. After that, controlling. And the last one in project management group is communication or communications. Okay. So like WVS, we must make a RBS, risk breakdown structure, in some levels and some layers. And we make a RBS, for example, in 4 or 5 or 6 layers that is more suitable for the condition of our project and condition of our risk management in that in our project, like WBS. In the first level, we know that we must determine or write the groups of risk, such as economic, such as technical, official, such as environmental group of risk. And after that, in any group, for example, environmental group or category, we must determine the detail of this group or item of category. And we can make more layers or levels of the risk in details if it is suitable and effectiveness. Okay. Any question, engineers? Any question? Okay. Thank you. So until slide number 10, that is RBS's breakdown structure. And if you have any question, you can ask in the beginning of last session. And I will send this slide and last slide in WhatsApp group as soon as possible before the next session in next week, before next week and next session. Thank you, engineers. Goodbye. Shukran and ma salam.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
خدا نگهدار.
Thank you, Dr.
Goodbye. Khuda Hafiz.